Good afternoon, sports gamblers. Today is Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. It's Raphael, Esparza from DocSports.com. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. Sandeep, what's going on? Running late. I just jumped on Sandeep, so I'm actually running 2 minutes early just because I wanted to jump on. I finished all my entertainment prop bets that I just put out, Golden Globes, Oscars. I'm going to work on the Grammy Awards tonight when I'm watching some other sports, but I'm also entertainment and global odds maker for a couple offshore books. So hopefully you guys enjoy my content. I was the first one to put out how many coaches will be fired on Black Monday over under 4.5. So hopefully you guys enjoy that prop bet over on social media. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. But it's Wednesday. It's the Wednesday show. It's the midweek show. I have some fantastic stuff to go through with you guys. One NBA free play, one college basketball free play. So it should be a fantastic show. We had a fantastic show Monday. A lot of you guys jumped in. I was just freaking thrilled at how many people were just on there firing away questions. Sandeep, you like the Pacers tonight? Yes, I do. Just because there's no Greek Freak, there's probably no Middleton. I like the under probably a little bit better, just because I just don't see where the Bucks are going to get all that offense that's going to be missing from those two guys out. So I understand why the love on the Pacers tonight, but for me, I really thought this number would have moved quick. I thought it would have been Pacers 3 easily. So I can see why a lot of people. I think the under is probably just a little bit better for that one. So I like the under on that game more than any side bet, Sandeep. So that's what I guess that's what I'm looking at. Eric, is the over in the Minnesota Denver game worth a look? I'm leaning over 20. A little bit. I can understand that. I mean, it moved 6 points from last night. Opened up at 217.5 yesterday. So I would say yeah. I mean, it's 223.5 pretty much. There's a couple 223s. Let's see if it maybe comes back down a little bit. But I think the over is the play. I looked at that last night, and then when I saw the huge line movement this morning, I pretty much took a big axe and said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to touch it anymore. But I mean, I would say, let's face it, the T-Wolves defense is pathetic. What they gave up 111 points to a deflated Portland Trailblazers team, 123 points to my favorite NBA team right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I understand the big line movement, but that's just a huge swing. So maybe something small, but I wouldn't go too big on that one. Eric, UC plus 11.5 over USC. I do like that play. I was hoping to get a little bit more points on that one. It is mostly 11s right now, so you got the best number. I think it will continue to come down. Would not be shocked if that thing closed around 10.5. So the Anteaters I think is the right side on that one. I missed a good number. I have no action on it, but I totally understand why you like the Anteaters on that one. Pringle, what's going on? Any thoughts on the Grizzlies game tonight? And a great show as always. Thanks, Pringle. I do like the Grizzlies tonight. I think they'll probably be able to control the tempo. I just didn't. That 3 kind of scared me a little bit, but I think they control the tempo. We all know Portland missing some key pieces. Now today's Wednesday, we could see a lot of NBA trades now, and because of trades that happened over in the summer between the window. Now that window is closed, so we could see a lot of changes. More Portland Trailblazer rumors that's going to be out there. So I do kind of like the Grizz. Grizz -1 first half. I can see that. You guys know me, I'm not the biggest first half better, but that would totally make sense. Pringo and Eric. Billy, what's going on? Any thoughts on the Lakers game tonight? I totally understand why the Lakers are favorites, but I just can't play them. There's some more rumors. Is Russell Westbrook going to go? Is Simmons going to be a Laker? I just don't trust my money on the Lakers as of right now. I know Dallas is a complete mess as well. I just don't trust either of these two teams. I'll probably just sit back and watch it. But if I had to look at something, I mean, the Lakers have won back-to-back games, but they beat the Magic at home, and they beat OKC. So I'm not really blown away on, are the Lakers back? Even though Dallas beat up a Charlotte team, us guys are on the top chat could probably beat Charlotte because they play no defense whatsoever. And Anthony Davis is probable tonight. So I guess if he does play, I would wait to see if he's in the lineup or warming up to maybe take the Lakers. I would do it small. I wouldn't because no Luka tonight, so they'll be shorthanded. I just can't put my money on the Lakers, even though they should win this game. Let's go for our NBA free play. Sorry about my throat's all scratchy and all that. I was on the on the phone yesterday. Didn't do a YouTube free play for you guys yesterday, just because I was doing so much entertainment prop bits yesterday. I had a lot of media stuff, so my throat is kind of a little off today because I did a lot of media talk yesterday. So I apologize. But my NBA free play for you guys. That's right. Someone just asked me. It's the Memphis Grizzlies -3 at Portland. Again, I'm probably going to start fading some teams that are going to be in a whole bunch of trade rumors, or AKA messed up teams that have a lot of injuries. McCollum, Zeller, Brown is all out for Portland. No Dame time. So I'm going to fade them. And then you have all now the swirls of trade rumors with Portland. So I like Memphis. I should have said that when Eric asked me or when Pringo asked me about it, but I knew it was my free play and I did just want to say it right there. But there you go. Pringo and Eric, we're both on the same side. That's my free play for you guys. The Memphis Grizzlies over Portland. That's my NBA free play. We'll announce my college hoop free play shortly, but some great it's a small college basketball card today. Normally Wednesdays are jam-packed, but it's kids are in school right now, finish up their finals, so it's going to be should be a small next. I think the next 4 or 5 days is really, really small college basketball card. So there's some value on this one. My free play was almost going to be the early one today. Chattanooga Belmont. Really like the total over 140.5. There is a couple 141, so hurry up and grab that 140. But I just think the mocks will try to keep up the pace with Belmont, so it should be interesting. That was almost going to be my free play. I'll announce it shortly. Dan, what's going on here, Raphael? Do you like the Wizards -2 tonight? Kings without? Yes, I do. There's another team. Kings are shorthanded. Washington a little bit healthier. I think their bench will be a lot player. Get it now because I think it's going to be 2.5 probably in the next. I just saw right before I came on. I just saw a big bet on Washington. Yeah, 2 books now have 2.5. Circa and FanDuel now have 2.5. So yeah, I would say that's the best. That's the play tonight, especially with the Kings without Holmes tonight. That shortens their bench. Kings already have a very light bench as it is. So, but with the money coming in, I would say hurry up and grab that too, because like I said, 2.5 might be popping up maybe during the show as I'm talking. So, Dan, hurry up and jump on that too. Pringo, what do you think about the Magic over? No opinion on. I don't like to do anything with Orlando. Just iffy for me on offense. Sometimes they put up a lot of points. Sometimes they don't. I know Atlanta's coming off a game last night, so I just put a big X in. I made Atlanta like a 6.5 points, 6.5, 7-point favorite. It's 8 now. It opened up at 7.5. I made the total like 221. So I didn't really see any value on that one. So I don't have any opinion on that one, Pringle. Sorry about that one. So maybe just sit back and watch it. But like I said, you guys know me. I don't like to say yay or nay on a lot of games. If I don't have opinion, if my numbers came up to what the numbers are now, then there's no value. And I'm not going to tell you this is I'm leaning towards taking Orlando. I'm leaning towards taking the over because I hate this lean you guys one way and just craps out, and then I look like a big doofus, and I made you guys lose money. So hopefully you guys respect that, and I respect all your guys' plays. Like if you have Pringo action on that, let me know so I can root for you on that. So thanks for chiming on in, guys. But it should be a fantastic. Like I said, there's a full card of NBA games, even though COVID is all over the NBA and the NFL and NHL. So it kind of scares me a little bit on that one. I mean, when the NHL only has 3 games tonight, Washington, Chicago. I think there's some value in Chicago plus the money line in the NHL. And I think Seattle playing last night. I like the Ducks, even though the number's small, up to minus 165. So there's some kind of value on NHL tonight. Chef Vinny, what's going on? Thought on the Spurs versus Hornets. I'm not sold on the Charlotte. No ball tonight. Their defense is horrible. They can't rebound the ball. So I like the Spurs. I'm a little bit shocked that no one's not 4.5 by now. I really thought when this one opened up this morning when I woke up, It was 3.5. I just told myself this one's going to be 4.5, maybe even close by 5. And I don't understand no line movement on that one. I just watched Charlotte play the other day, and I just, like I said, they get out rebound. They can't box out. With no ball tonight, that means their backcourt's going to be light. That means if their backcourt's light, their bench is going to be light. So, yeah, Chef Vinny, I like the Spurs tonight. Charlie, what's going on, brother? What do you think about Miami and Philly? Nothing on that one. The number moved too high for me. I was looking at Philly. I was impressed on how they played on Saturday, but I opened up at 5.5, quickly got bet all the way up to 7. So no value. The total's coming down. I thought there was some value on the under last night when I saw 208, but now it's 204.5. So I don't see any value on the Miami Philly game, Charlie. So sorry about that. JB, what's going on? Do you like the New Mexico State game under tonight? Yes and no. I think the number's right where it should be. Washington State, they're a very tricky team for me. So they play well against some teams, and then you want to back them, and they just play horrible. I think plus the 7.5 New Mexico State is probably the better play. I like New Mexico State plus the 7.5. And there you go, Jay. There you go, JB. That's my college free play for you guys. You guys are just very smart today. But New Mexico State plus a 7.5 over Washington State is my free play. This game reminds me of the other day when Cleveland State plays Oklahoma State, and Cleveland State took that game to overtime and almost won it, but they won. They covered. Oklahoma State won. This is what reminds me of that one. I really like the way New Mexico State played against LMU the other day. Even though they held the Lions to 58 points last time I checked. I don't want to say blew out, but gave up a big lead to New Mexico, but they still won in overtime. So I like New Mexico State on the road tonight against Washington State. So there you go. There's my free play for you guys. Hope you guys cash. Hope we go 2-2, 2 for 2 today on free plays. Mark, I took Chattanooga plus 5.5. Is that the good play? I think I like the total more out of Chattanooga myself. I can understand why you like the 5.5. It was 6 yesterday, but I don't think it's going to go back to 6. I think you get the best number on that game, but I kind of like the over more on that game. So good luck for you on the mocks tonight, Mark. Michael, thoughts on Weber State, Utah State? Was leaning towards the Aggies on this one. I have not pulled the trigger on it. I don't know if I'm gonna. I was hoping to get less than 2.5, like 2 or 1. So I'm holding off. I'm looking more at the Aggies on that game, but I have not pulled the trigger on that one. Sam, hey, Raphael, what a good man. I love Chargers money line. Thoughts? I kind of do. I mean, I think the public is going to be all over Kansas City in this one. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see if it gets 3.5 or something like that. I'm going to probably fade the public on that one because right now all I've been seeing is Kansas City money come in. A little bit shocked in the high total. I'm not going to like it. I'm a little bit impressed with their defense, Kansas City, but I'm going to wait to see if there's any line movement. But that's what I'm leaning. I hate to use the word leaning. That's what I'm looking at as Chargers. Have not played anything yet. Ricardo, what do you think about the Portland game over and also the Denver game? I think we talked about the Portland game over already. I'm just not sold on so many injuries on that one. I would think I would look at Memphis more than anything. I wouldn't look at the total on that one. And the Denver game, like I said, really no opinion on the Denver-Minnesota game. I think the totals is a tad high, but no opinion on that game. Sorry, Ricardo. Ryan, hey, Raphael, do you ever bet the three-way money line in soccer? How do you determine if you want to bet the draw? I love betting. I love watching some soccer. That's what I'm doing right now. I love betting soccer. Don't follow my plays because I'm getting booty hammered at Doc Sports right now for my Doc soccer plays. But yeah, you just have to pick your spots when on there. If the three-way is a little bit light, like if they plus 110 or something like that, I will look at that. And then the draw is if it's a really, really close matchup. I'll use like if Manchester City's playing Liverpool, or if they're playing in Champions League, let's say against Bayern Munich or something like that, where maybe it screams a 1-1 or 2-2 draw, or two low-scoring teams that have hard trouble scoring, that you think it'd be a 0-0, then look at the draw in that way. But if it's a really, really dominating minus team, let's say the home team's like, let's say minus 150. I would say 130 or higher. I wouldn't look at the draw because that's. I would think that home team's pretty much is going to win that one. But the closer matchups is when I look at draws. Definitely some playoff matchups. I do a lot of draws in Champions League and Euro Cups and big tournaments. I do a lot of draw betting for that one. Lorenzo, greetings, big homie. Great, big. Thank you, greeting, Lorenzo. Thoughts on San Diego State +5 against the Missouri State? Me and Faringo talked about that one. Oh, I'm sorry, South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits are getting a lot of action. Opened up at 4. I just think it's a public play on that one. I was waiting if Missouri State went down to 3, then I might look at the Bears. But I understand why the Jackrabbits are getting a lot. They're the big betting team just because of the last couple of years making the tournament. But if you got +5, that's a great number for the Jackrabbits. So that's a great number. I would stick with that one. But because you have, if it goes down to 3, then you have a possible maybe of a middle, a 2-point middle on that one. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm going to bet Mark's going to bet the Grizzlies first half. Let's all hope for Mark cashes his ticket. Good luck, Mark. Wicked, I asked the Denver Nuggets game, what do you think? No opinion on the Nuggets game. I just think the number is correctly on there. So I don't like that game. I'd probably just maybe pass or just sit back and watch it. Thomas, Arizona versus North Carolina over. I like it. I think Arizona's offense is outstanding. Northern Carolina, I'm just hoping the Bears don't play like they did against Texas. I think it was last month. Was it early in November when they played Texas when they only scored 49 points? But if they play like they did against Montana State, and Colorado State, then I think this one flies over. So I think Thomas, you're on the right side there. I think this game goes over Arizona. Arizona's offense is really good. They could put up 100 points against these lower echelon conference teams in a heartbeat. So I like that play, Thomas. Dan K, any thoughts on Ohio versus Marshall? I'm seeing 3.5 and a total 150. I was leaning towards maybe Ohio. That's another one me and Faringo were talking about yesterday on that one. The number opened up at 5.5. We got tons of Marshall money. Totals 157. Opened up at 152. I liked the over when it was 153 yesterday. I think there's no more value on the total. So I would say maybe look at the Ohio. I would say if you're going to grab the 3.5, there's no value on the total anymore at 157. The best totals were late last night and early this morning. Chef Vinny, do you have any 6 or 7 U plays today? I don't. No, I don't. No big plays today. Ricardo, thank you so much for the good advice. Anytime, Ricardo. That's what I kind of like to do the show with. I kind of want to give you guys the best advice as possible. Tell you the money leans. I have all the money that's coming in on the books right now as we speak. So I get to see some of the action coming in. And just right now, just saw a 10K bet on Washington State versus New Mexico State. So hopefully I can get +8. I'll bet it again. So that's why I like to do these shows for you guys, to try to give you guys the best advice possible. I try to only give you guys 2 free plays. I'm not going to give you a lean here or what do I like here and stuff like that. I try to tell you what I'm looking for as a bettor. If I'm looking for this number to bet, just because there's a game on, I always tell you guys, does not mean you need to bet it. I bet for that number. I don't bet whatever that jersey says name on the front or on the back. I'm betting the number that I want to get, not because, this game's on TV, I'm going to bet it. So no, I'm looking for the best number as possible. So thanks for everyone for listening, and Ricardo, thanks for the kind words. Eric, any upsets you see in college bowl games? I am next week that I'm working on my bowl games to all day today. As you guys know, on Doc Sports, I release every college bowl game, and people keep on asking me, why do you do every college bowl game? The first year I was hired at Doc Sports, I did it. And ever since then, I've done it. Every year I kick myself for doing it because it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of research. There's some years you get butt whipped. There's some years you have a really, really good bowl season. Last 2 years, I've been having a really good season in college bowl games. Back-to-back 8-unit bowl game winners, up over 7,000. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But I release every college bowl game over at Doc Sports. So it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Hopefully, we're going to roll the dice and hopefully be good this year and have back-to-back really good college bowl season. But there's some good ones. I mean, there's a lot of people opting out for bowl games, so we're going to see some upsets. I know Thursday's release, I have a couple dogs, so I do see some upsets on there. Keep an eye out for Michigan. I think they can upset on bowl games, but that should be interesting. Billy, what do you think of the Cavs money line tonight versus the Rockets? That's just too high of a money line for me. I mean, is Cleveland going to win this game? Yes, they're one of my favorite teams to watch this year in NBA. I've said that many times, but I've seen too many gamblers in Vegas and on the screen right now would do huge NBA money lines parlayed with NHL money lines or college basketball money line or UFC heavy money lines, and they lose. And it just kills and kills and kills your bankroll. I just don't understand. People look at it and say, "Ooh, that's a quick money. I'm going to put $500 to win 100," and because it's a for sure thing. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if someone's going to get a foul trouble, someone's going to get hurt in the first quarter. Do I think Cavs are going to win tonight? Yes, I totally do. To 100% agree. I would not be shocked. Are they going to cover that 9.5? That's another story. But anything can happen in sports gambling. Anything can happen in sports. We've seen it. We've seen it all the time. So that's just for me. It's just bad money management, and that's all it is. It's all about cashing tickets and building your bankroll or building your Christmas wallet for having a good Christmas or a good holiday, good New Year's, good vacations, whatever you guys do with your money. But I just don't agree to that, Billy. Just be very cautious. That's all I'm going to say. Like I said, do I think Cleveland's going to win tonight? Yes. Do I think they're going to cover it? 14, final four. Come on, Arizona. Jordan, great call on the over 134. Cleveland State, Oklahoma State the other day. They had 91 points by halftime. Thank you. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for the kind words. It was a great game to watch. I was rooting for it. I do a lot of media up in Cleveland. So I'm on the radio and TV all the time on Cleveland. So I know a couple guys that announce Vikings games. So I was really rooting for the Vikings out there because I love watching them play. Lorenzo, any more thing in San Diego, my three versus Denver? Appreciate your time and thoughts. San Diego, Denver. Oh, UCA. No opinion on that one. I mean, what did I make that number? I don't have my sheet in front of me. Yeah, I know playing it. I made San Diego 3. I was dead on a total. I made a total 134. That's what it opened up. So I didn't see any value on that one. Maybe wait to see if there's any line movements. I do like San Diego. I think they win the game, but I'm not going to lay 3.5. Maybe wait to see if that number comes down. But that's what I'm looking at for that one. It's pretty close on there. Eric, thanks for the kind words. Mark, yep, anything can happen, but hopefully for the good. Everything's hopefully for the good. Like I said, I really want you guys to cash tickets. So that's all it is about on that. We're just going to toss my parlay. Thank you, man. Let's see. Houston, I can't even much play. The market. Oh, I agree. The market has caught up on the Cavs. Huge. But like I said, I'm going to continue. I'm not playing them now just because it's just too high number. And Houston's been playing really good ball. But anytime I play Cleveland and they lose, I'm not mad because I have cashed a shitload of tickets on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they made me some nice money on there. So I'm not going to get mad. Now, if I lose 4 or 5 against the Cavaliers, then I'll be quite upset. But it's been fun. It's been a fun ride with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Zucata, I like the Pacers -2. No Giannis and Middleton. I do. We talked about that. If you just came in, Carter, I like the under better just because I just don't think where Milwaukee's going to get their offense at. But I totally respect the people who like the Pacers game. I think that is the right side. But for me, that's looking for games that are looking for the best value. I think the under has the better value, but no say so on the side itself. But good luck on Zoo Carter. Hopefully you catch that ticket. Billy, thank you, my guy Eric. Anytime. That's what I love seeing you guys interact with each other. It's fantastic. Thoughts on the Grizzlies Blazers game? Well, I'll just recap my NBA free plays for you. LMM. Grizzlies was my NBA free play for you. Grizzlies -3 over the Blazers. Not sold on Portland. No opinion on a total, but I like the Grizzlies at -3 is my NBA free play. And then, of course, my college basketball free play for you guys was New Mexico State +7.5 over Washington State, which there's a couple 8 that just popped up over at Win. So I would hopefully it goes back to 8. I have 7.5, but there is some 7s out there. So try again, get the best number when you put that bet in. So should be fantastic. But there you go. There's my 2 free plays for you: Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA and New Mexico State plus the 7.5. Gary, what's the good parlay tonight? Gary, you always someone's always on here talking about that. Don't parlay. Period. No parlays. If you're gonna do a parlay, just do a 2-teamer, but I hate it. It's just parlays paid my salary in Las Vegas for 13 plus Super Bowls. Parlay pays my consulting fees that I do for global books. So be very, very cautious with your parlays because, like I said, my twin brother who parlays all the time, oh, I just put $10. I understand that, but $10 adds up 10, 10, 10, 10. And I agree, Eric. It's hard enough to pick just one winner. Trust me. I've been doing this for over 30 plus years. It's hard enough doing sports gambling as a living, or just try to pick one winner. So I couldn't agree more. But it's not the best way. Like I said, I've done talking to my brother about parlaying, but it's just that money adds up. Eric, is over 154 in Arizona worth a look? Yes. I would look at that all the way up to 155, which there's not even a 154 and a half, but wait to see if you get 153 and a half. There is Circa has 153 and one global book has 153, but pretty much 153 and a half, 154 is but I don't mind the 154. I think that's the best way on that. Parlays makes Raphael skin crawl. It does. It parlays. Yeah, it really does. Just because, I mean, I know a lot of people on our site and a lot of people on social media talk about parlays and teasers. It's just not worth it. I understand why people do NFL 7.2s. I really do, and I think sometimes, and it's very, very little bit that I think is okay, but it's just not worth it. And teasers paying extra juice. That just wipes out your payroll if you lose 2 or 3 in a row. Like I said, just be very cautious. Wicked, preach. Keep on preaching. Wicked, Michael. Is it me or is it wrong? Team favorite in Weber State, Utah State. I can see that. I really thought this number was going to come out like 1.5, just to see what kind of two-way action you were going to get on that one. I lean towards the Aggies on this game. I think they have the better bench, but I could see both ways on that one. So I totally understand where you're coming on that one. But I can see that. So how did you get into sports betting? Legally, KC, legally or legal? I booked back in the Midwest, and when I moved out to Vegas, I was in retail, got tired of working holiday retail, and Caesar's Palace was my favorite sports book back in the 90s. In Las Vegas, and I was sitting there right after watching March Madness, and I knew all the guys back there because that's where I would bet all my action at, and they were hiring. And one thing led to another. My first day as supposed to be a ticket writer, they just got done cleaning house, and they asked me if I wanted to be a sports admin. I said yes, and that's how it all started. I was the first guy. I was the guy that was putting in all the info in the computers, watching games in the back, and then learned from some of the best, and I just kept on moving up. And I always tell people I moved out quickly in Vegas because A, I wasn't married at the time, and B, I had no kids. So my schedule was open. So I used to work some days in the Caesar's Palace. I would close the sportsbook between 12:30, 1 a.m., depending on if Hawaii had a luau at halftime for their Hawaii football games, and have to be back on Sunday at 6 in the morning. But I loved Caesar's Palace was probably one of my favorite books I ever worked with. Just worked with some amazing guys that taught me everything that made me sit here right here. Rich Baccellieri, Vinny Mariulo, Lamar Mitchell, Adam Poland. The list can go on, but it was fantastic working over there. So that's how I got into the industry. So thanks. Thank you for coming on. What does your family and wife think of sports gambling? It's a tough sale for me. My wife totally understands it. She knows this is my industry. I think she likes me working from home now, but she has no say. No, she tells people she has no idea when I'm winning and no idea when I'm losing. So I preach this before to you guys all the time. Once I hit submit on my bet or really when I lose, you suck, you're a fraud, whatever. It's out of my control. I handicap it. I look at it. I made my own numbers. This is the best value I thought of. And once I hit submit, it's out of my hands. So I can't have no say so when something goes different. If someone fouls out or a game is snowing or it wasn't supposed to rain, now it's windy. So it's once I hit submit, it's out of my hands. So I try not to get mad when something bad happens. Let's do Carter at Akron Wright State under 68.5 first half. I looked at the under for the game. I did not play anything in it, but since I looked at the under in the game, then yeah, I think first half is 68.5. I think is good value. Total moved, opened up at 144, went up to 146.5 right now. There's a 147 out there, so you have a couple hours to wait to see if you can get a better number. Usually first half numbers are really, really hard to move. So, but yeah, I think you're on the right side now. And Wicked, I like the Blackhawks. So do I. I like the Blackhawks as well. I'm probably going to place a bet on them when I get off from this. I have another interview when I'm done with in 30 minutes. So I'm going to probably play the Blackhawks as well. Wicked, Mark. Wicked, nice choice. Mark agrees with you. So if Mark agrees with us, Wicked, we're cashing. So Pringle, what do you think about round robin bets? My friend swears by them. Baseball, I think betting round robins in baseball is a really good bet, especially if you have a lot of nice money line bets. I know a lot of guys in Vegas, really sharp guys that don't do round robins at any sport except baseball, and they do. I've seen some really, really crazy tickets that cash. I myself never bet a round robin, so but I have seen a lot of good guys that I respect in the industry. Cash big tickets on round robins. But like I said, they were only doing baseball. They don't do anything else. Unless it's money line, I guess if you do – a UFC round robins, but they had a lot of money lines on that. Could be something on there. KC, cool. How did you get with Doc Sports? I was at New York. I was a racing sportsbook director at New York Race Sportsbook. I hired a ticket rider named Ron. He was best friends with Doc himself. Rest in peace. Had lunch with him at the ESPN Zone, and he was looking for a guy that loved betting weird stuff like arena football, WNBA, soccer, and stuff like that. And this is when at Doc Sports was only Doc himself. There was no other handicapper. So I'm one of the originals from Doc Sports. Me, Robert Faringo. I can't think of the other ones. Eastman. I can't think of the other OGs from Doc Sports. So that's how I got hired. I was originally hired just to do all the weird stuff like arena football, WNBA, soccer, stuff like that. I mean, they let me do NBA and college basketball and stuff like that, but they really wanted someone to really handicap all the other sports. So one of the best days of my life, and I got to meet Doc himself for a couple of years and stuff like that. He's a really, really nice gentleman. I got to meet the owner now and stuff like that. So it was luck of the draw. It was for me hiring a ticket rider that made me who I am right now at Doc Sports and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I owe a lot to my friend Ron. So that's a great question. Thanks, Casey. So that's pretty cool. Michael, thoughts on the Portland Oregon game? Nah. What is it? They're Portland, Oregon. What game was that? Oh, we talked about this yesterday with me and Faringo, and we talked about Oregon's game on Saturday. I want nothing to do with the Oregon Ducks. Even though they're 17, their offense is stagnant. This is not the same Oregon Ducks we've seen in years past. It's going to take a while for me to put money on the Oregon Ducks in college basketball. So I'm staying away. I'll be watching the game. I think it's on Pac-12 channel tonight, just because I want to see if they're improving at all. But I want nothing to do with the Oregon Ducks. If someone put a gun to my head, I would maybe look at Portland, but nothing for me, Michael, on that game. Oregon has to be one of the most disappointing teams right now in college basketball. Michael, thoughts on the Bucks game, leaning Bucks +2? No, Michael, if you just chimed in, there's no Greek Freak tonight. There's no Chris Middleton, so I would say be very cautious if you're looking at the Bucks. Irvin, Raphael, Heat 76ers over. What do you think? No opinion on that game. I made that total like 206 around there. It came out pretty much what it is. No value on that. I will be watching it because I want to see how Miami it continues to play without some of their. When is Jimmy Butler going to be back? Geez, he seems like he's been out forever. But no opinion on that one. I'll just sit back and watch it, unless for some odd reasons we see some more line movement. I mean, Philly opened up at 5.5 at 7. If it goes 7.5, 8, then I might have to take a look at Miami, but no opinion on that one. But guys, it is past the half-hour segment of the show. I'm gonna jet out. I'll answer Karina, Chargers or Chiefs. Leaning towards the Chargers. I don't know. I have not placed anything on that bet yet, but that's what I'm leaning towards right now. I'm hoping KC money comes in. but not an opinion. Casey, do you like live betting? Not that much. I'll do live betting. We usually when NFL. I don't do live betting in NFL or college football. A little bit on NBA and college hoops. If I do I do a lot of live betting in soccer. Stuff like that, but don't dabble a lot in live betting. Mark, Jimmy Butler hurt his back. He felt like, I know he hurt his back, but it just seems like he's been out. It seems like for the whole season, Mark. But yeah, one of my favorite NBA players. But yeah, I thought it was his hip, more of his hip, not his back. But I'm not a doctor. But you guys all have a fantastic Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday for another episode of Ask a Bookie with the weekend show. We'll talk bowl games. We'll talk more NBA, college hoops, whatever you guys want to talk about. You guys have a fantastic Wednesday. Again, free plays really quickly. College hoops, New Mexico State plus 7.5 over Washington State. And the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies -3 versus a very short-handed Portland team. Have a fantastic day, guys. Be safe. And again, please don't bet what you don't have.